Morning. Who's there then? Don't be shy, say hello. I'm just mixing some Luscious up to save a little bit of time while we're waiting for people to join. I really can't quite see, but I'm stuck for space. Morning, Jane. Do you like the cooler weather? It's so much nicer. It's more me. Get on with stuff. Hi, Sue. So I know I'm out of shot, but I'm not doing anything exciting. All I'm doing is, I'll move it over a bit, move my bees. All I'm doing is popping a wet brush into some Luscious and popping it in my palette. That's all I'm doing. So like I say, not very exciting. And I'm trying to not waste my Luscious, so I've kept dirty brushes. You all will be clear in a moment. Hopefully that's enough. Hi, Trisha. Yeah, it didn't. We had a little bit of rain yesterday, but it was kind of a bit of a non-event really. It was that drizzle stuff that didn't really do anything. But all in all, better night's sleep. Didn't have to have the fan on, etc., etc. Right, so we'll keep that. So I've got 4 colours that I'm going to use, I think. Who else is there? Oh, a few more have joined us now. Hi, Dorothy. So the theme for today is IndigoBlu. And I wanted to just drop on here and just see if I can rearrange this and do some of the technique demos that I didn't get a chance to do when I was last on, which was Bank Holiday Monday, because nowadays it's so difficult at Hochanda because obviously we've got the social distancing thing, so the presenters are halfway down the studio and well, full length down the studio actually, and you know, they're not next to you kind of jumping in and giving numbers and things, and it's just you know, it's just so much harder to get lots and lots of demos in. So rather than waste them, I thought I'd just pop on and show you how I got there. In fact, let me just grab, what have I done with that? Hang on a sec. That's weird. Can't find the original card. I know it's here somewhere. Did I put it in a journal? I don't think I did. No. Oh, well. I did blog it. Hi, Heather. Hi, Trudy. Yeah, it had 3 dragonflies on it and a really nice Luscious background. So I thought I'd show you how we do the Luscious background, and it'll take a little while to dry. So this is where I would probably head with this, just because I've got them cut out actually. So I've got the bees, so I would either colour the bees in or not, and I've got a sentiment as well. So on the background, this is a piece of the Pink Frog black watercolour card, and it's tremendous stuff. It really is. I only got this a few days before the show, and it's, I don't know if you can you hear how thick that is? It's just tremendous stuff. This is I know that Pink Frog have brought out some new black card, including watercolour card, and it's more of a shiny black. So this is the original before that. But yeah, it's tremendous. I think it's something like 350 GSM. So you can get this from her Chanda. It's always on there. And what I've done is I've stamped one of the word blocks. So the Mike Deakin word blocks that were on my shows on the 25th. And I've stamped the thanks one. And I don't know if you can see that it's got lots and lots of kind of words around it. And then you've got your main part there. So dust watercolour card with an anti-static bag, and then I've stamped with the Wow embossing ink, which is my pad of choice nowadays. So I've stamped with that, and then I've added the IndigoBlu clear embossing glaze, and then stamped the next one, and then heat set the lot. So we've got a resist going on there, but it looks like it's black, but it isn't. It's just clear embossing powder on clear embossing ink. So we're going to just add a little bit of interest to that with the Luscious. Now I hope that the ones I've just mixed up haven't dried out, so we'll give them a bit of a recharge just in case. So I've got a green one, I've got lawn up here, that's lawn in there. This is fuchsia blue that we're going to use. This is gold cast here. And this is coral. So I'm going to use the 4 colours. Let's see if I can... Let's move my Luscious out of the way so it's not... I'm getting a nice collection of Luscious now. Very good. And I bought... Actually, I only bought it last week. I bought one of these Deflecto tub things. Can you see how big it is? It's enormous. Because I know that when Lou does her painting, she's got various different... pots, so that you, well, a big pot with separate sections, so that you can keep all your water nice and clean. So I thought it was a brilliant idea, but it's enormous, this pot. Any road, let's have a go with this. So I'm going to mix this with water as well, so that and it will take a lot of water, this particular card. And let's see how we go. It's a bit hit and miss, this. So we're just going to add some Luscious. This is your lawn. Around the top. This is why we've got separate paintbrushes. Then we're going to take the gold cast and add some of this. And we'll get it dripping in a sec. So if we kind of, you can see that it starts to move down. Can you see that? It's hard for me to hold it up and show you as well, but we can let it do its own thing, and it starts to, where it's got the resist from the actual stamping, it moves around it, but we can get it to move a little bit more just by misting again with water. Like I say, this card takes a heck of a lot of water. Can you see? It's almost like brickwork, the way it moves around the words. Tremendous, tremendous. Such a lot of fun. So let's add some more colours. So this is your blue fuchsia or fuchsia blue, one way or the other. And that's a bit of a hint to what it looks like. So it goes on pink, but it should actually settle down to being blue. So we'll just add a little bit of that. Very random. It's never the same twice, and we get that dripping down as well. So look at the colours. And what you obviously, actually I was going to put that underneath. Let's put my rice paper underneath to catch the drips. So it's very random, and you'll never get the same twice. And when it dries, the mica powder that's in the Luscious raises to the surface, and so you get this lovely shimmer effect. I wish I could find my other bit. I should have found it before we started, really. Then I was faffing around. So this is the coral. Bring some coral in. Dripping down. Make sure we've got some going everywhere. This is where they start to mix now. Faff, faff, faff. Bit of contamination going on in my pot there, but it's fine. Let's give that another little mist with water. Look at the colours. Tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. I know that quite a few of the IndigoBlu design team have done this particular technique on their samples, and I think it was Kerry that I saw with one, and I've actually seen Kay do it with paint as well. So it's a really, really cool technique. Let's get some movement down there. I've got a bit of blank area there. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'll probably stop there actually. Look at all those colours. Can you see all those colours? They're tremendous. Now what I would do, rather than have it a little bit more gold cast down there. So I'm leaving it. Walk away from it, Julia, and leave it like that. So what I would do now is I would leave it to settle on its own, and the card will flatten out. So I'm going for more gold cast. I love this gold cast. So it looks very insipid in the pan. Can you see that there? But it's one of these interference ones. There's blue cast, gold cast, and another one. I can't remember the name of the other one. So I would leave that to dry somewhere, probably on my rice paper. So my rice paper will keep up all the drips, and then we'd pop the images on top. Yeah, as Trudy said, it's pink. It's the Pink Frog watercolour cardstock. It's tremendous stuff. Right, let me just grab another piece because I did a full piece. So we were doing this with the flick. I was doing this with the flick because it's so thick. It's 350 GSM. It's tremendous stuff. So that would be my background, and as I say, I'd come in and I'd probably put a bee in it, maybe a sentiment in it. But that's a tremendous background. Okay, so that's the one thing I wanted to show you. Let me put that somewhere safe. Goodness knows whether I'll use that. Right, let's put. I might use those paint brushes. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just mop up. So another little demo that I had planned out. Oh, I'll show you this actually, because we were asked, or Janice was asking, what was the difference between the regular Luscious powder and the Magic Sparkle. Now the Magic Sparkle is like it says on the tin. Now what did I do with my Luscious? Oh, it is. And it is a little bit of magic. That's blue cast. That's not Magic Sparkle. What did I do with my Magic Sparkle? Oh, honestly, I had it. There it is. So if we looked at, let's grab the other ones. Or the lighter ones. Oh, this is gold cast. I don't know if we can see the difference on the screen. It's very difficult to show difference on the cameras. So if I pick up a little bit of the Magic Sparkle onto my finger and a little bit of the gold cast onto the finger next to it. So can we see, if I hold my fingers up to the camera, can you see that this finger here is more sparkly than, I mean, I know they're totally different colours than that one. Ooh. If I wiggle it, it's so difficult. Any road. In here, I've got, that's pure Magic Sparkle in there. So we give that a little bit of a mix. So pure Magic Sparkle, if I go back to my piece of black card, when it comes out, is sparkly. It's not dry yet, but what it is you can use it just on its own. As you can see on black card, it's going to give you almost like a silvery white coverage, but with sparkle in it. Now on white card, what you can do, what you can do anyway, is mix it with, is that the gold cast one? That's the gold cast top. It's the Magic Sparkle top. What you can do is mix it with your Luscious. So this is dry now, and this is a bit of the Fizzy Pop. So this is Fizzy Pop just as it is. So it's a beautiful shimmery Luscious powder. If you mix Magic Sparkle with it, then you've got a bit of more sparkle. It's what it says on the tin. Like I say, it's very difficult to show you on the camera. It doesn't pick it up particularly well, but hopefully you can see. Okay, so that's what Magic Sparkle's about. But another demo I wanted to show on TV, which I didn't get around to doing, was this little one here. So I've already got, I've got space. I wish I had more space. I was watching a Facebook Live that Kay did from quite a while ago, and she's got a lovely big desk, and I've got this little diddy thing. It's not that diddy, but it's all I've got. Right, so we're going to use the, what we've got is this is your Summer Lovin', and I've stamped it onto the Pink Frog Smooth card. So this is great for stamping, and this is just a piece of the regular black cardstock from Pink Frog. So there's a massive difference between the sound that you get from the watercolour and the other one. But obviously they've got different purposes. So Summer Lovin', I don't think it does matter. So it doesn't matter which way up it is. If you have it that way up, then the butterfly's taking a nosedive, so you don't want it that way up. You actually want it this way up. Honestly, I did try and have a bit to tidy up, but I failed miserably. Let's see if we can get, that's a bit better, isn't it? You can see a bit better. So what I thought we'd do is actually just do a little bit of colouring in, and we do a little bit of stamping as well. So I've stamped with the Nocturne Versafine Clair, back in stock, and embossed with the IndigoBlu Clear Superfine Embossing Glaze, which is really good, 60ml tub, which is great. In fact, I don't think I'm going to, I'm not going to actually colour that. Am I going to colour that in? Yeah, we'll colour the butterflies in, but what I've done is I've actually stamped separately it again, and I've just cut out the little flowers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flowers. So we're going to colour those in, and we're going to pop those on top. And I've got a word block here. It's the same one, but it's just what I've got left over from the studio. I don't think I'm showing you very well today, am I? Oh, my head's not in the game. So let's colour these in. Let's see what colours to use. Oh, let's go bright. Let's use this fuchsia blue because we've got it all mixed in our palette. So let's just quickly colour them in on the base, just in case when we decoupage up, we don't actually have to have them exactly on top. We can have them at an angle, offset them to make a fuller flower. So as I might do that, we'll colour these in. I won't colour the stamens in. I'm going all for the same colour. Don't ask me why, but I am. It's just quicker. You can lay other colours on top. See, the fuchsia blue here is fuchsia colour, whereas on black card it was more blue. Luscious powders are absolutely brilliant. You can stamp with your embossing pad and then just dust the Luscious powders over. You can also stamp with your flitter glue and dust the Luscious powders over too. Obviously you can paint with them. You can add them to your texture pastes. You can add them to your paints. If you add them to a chalk paint, then the chalk is dominant, so you don't get the shimmer, but you do get the colour from the pigment. So there's lots more that you can do with them. You can add them to clay. I think Kay was doing that in her Facebook Live a couple of weeks ago. Let's colour these in while we're at it. What else can you add them to? You can add them to resin. Modelling paste from Pentart. There is a Pentart show next week actually on the 10th, but I'm not doing it. Leonie's doing that one. She's stepping in for me and doing it. But I will be back at some point with Pentart. My next Hochanda shows will be on the 18th and 19th of June with Trudy's new stamp collection, which is just amazing. How easy these are to colour in. I like colouring in with a mica based product like Luscious because I'm lazy. I don't do shade very much, and I think you can get away without doing shade when you're doing this sort of colouring in. Nearly there. We do the butterflies, and then we'll do a little bit of stamping because this is quite a simple card, I think. Obviously I would have done a little bit more prep at the studios if I'd have done this, because there's no way I'd have had time to do all this. When that dries, that'd be lovely and shiny. So we're colouring the butterflies as well, so we'll use the coral colour that we've got mixed up and nice and wet. You can obviously mix your Luscious powders and make new colours, which tends to happen with me when I can't remember what colour I put where. So I think we'll have this one. We're starting off with the coral, and then we fade out and we'll have a little bit of yellow on the tips. So we will do a little bit more with this. And as you can see, because we've embossed, we don't have to be very careful colouring in, because it all just jumps off the embossed line, which I really like that. And especially when you're doing colouring in the studios very quickly, it really helps not having to do that. So I've got some buttercup already mixed in this one here. So this one I'm just adding water to it, because you just leave them in your palette and they set down. I would suggest, this is one of the alcohol ink palettes actually, I would suggest that you leave the lid open on this, because it has actually got a lid on it. Leave the lid open until they're dry. Don't shut it up with the lid on, because obviously water-based product, they dry where the air gets to them. So if you put the lid on, the water can't evaporate, and you could have them running all over the place and making a right mess. Let's just merge that in. You can also add this to your all the paints, so all of the IndigoBlu paints. That's all the colouring I'm going to do. Put to one side. So I'll move that out of the way for now. Probably won't stay open. I'll open it up in a minute. Right. So let's do a little bit of stamping around the edges. And I'm just going to use, what am I going to use? Let's see. Let's bring in one of the Versafine Clairs. Let's use Golden Meadow, I think. Because I don't think I've got Cheerful. Or should we use Distress? Oh, decisions. I tell you what, let's use a little bit of Distress. Let's use, because I've used pink and orange and yellow. So let's bring in a little bit of pink as well. Where's my pinks? I don't know where my pinks are. I'm thinking as I'm going. Now where's my other Distress? I think it's under there. I've got all my deflector storage underneath my desk, and trouble is it's not actually as accessible under my desk as it was. What should we use? Worn lipstick? No, it's totally the wrong colour. I think we'll have a bit of Victorian, or yeah, I don't know yet. That made my mind up. Maybe a bit of pickled raspberry, as Leonie would say. Move that out of the way. Might have a mix. So I just want to stamp a little bit around the edges just to frame it, and I'm not going to go on all the edges. I think I'm only going to go on 2. So this is the Grungy Little Circles Collector's Edition number 38. And just add a little bit of picked raspberry on the top. I'm not worried about any contamination. Let's see, I'm right-handed, but I need a sentiment on there, so we'll think. So let's put it down here. That's more orange now, isn't it? Because, yeah, pink and yellow make orange. dear. Yeah, that'll do. And then we'll have a couple up here as well. Let's go pink first, just to make it a bit different. They'll probably look the same. And we'll have a little bit up here. I might as well just put spice marmalade on, really. There we go. That just adds something, doesn't it? So what I will do, I think, is just mop that up. And I will grab a sponge. Let's see, what's this one? Picked raspberry, that's quite handy. So we will bring a bit of pink into it. I never worry about contaminating the oxides because they just kind of settle down and go back to what they're supposed to be. This is totally the wrong pink, but it doesn't matter. It'll be fine. Just around the edges. And you can put this in your journal, or you can make a card out of it. So let's just... should be using my rice paper, but my rice paper's underneath my Luscious. So let's just grab one of these and trim it down. Put my scissors somewhere. There they are. And we'll just do it by hand. By eye. Aye, aye. There we go. And just trim a little bit off the edge. Let's have it straighter than that. I'll do. And then we'll add a little bit of the picked raspberry around the edge. You should see the mess at the sides here. Now, where's my bit of black card? There it is. So we'll pop this on here, use some Fills glue. And we'll pop this on here. I do love the stamps that I had on the shows. They were just absolutely gorgeous. As I think I said at the time, I could have easily done a one-day special with those stamps because they were just so beautiful. I am waiting for my stock to come. My stock hasn't arrived yet. So if you're waiting, I do apologise. So let's just pop, we can have the thanks there. I'll probably actually stick it on a bit of black card maybe as well. And we'll just give these a little bit of a shape with my fingers. So that one will go, that's the big one. So you see, if I offset it like that, it kind of changes the personality a little bit, or I could just have it where it is. I don't know, I might offset it. Just because I always do that when I have flowers. I don't stick them on top of one another. You know, if I do die cut flowers. And that one will go on there. And we could stick some, yeah, we'll do that actually. I won't tell you what I'm going to do, I'll just do it. Do a little bit of shape in here. I think that, I don't know which one that is. I don't know if these are the same size. I don't think it really matters. So that one's going to go up there. Oh, not the camera, sorry. And you could colour in some of these other ones. In fact, I probably will colour in some of those. Maybe colour in the bee. You can just have a real field day colouring everything in. One go there. That one is that one because it's got more veins to it. Don't think it matters, but it's got more veins to it, so we put them on the right one. One's going to go there. And this one's going to go here. And we glue those into place. So put just a little bit glue in the centre. And you could stick pearls in the centre if you wanted to, but we're going to do something else. Go there. That's there. And then this one is going to be there. Just like that. And this little chappy here. And that one here. Then we just grab a little bit more glue. Oh, I think I need a new one. Problem is, if I stand it upside down, then it all leaks into the lid. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but it always takes longer when you're doing a live demo. Right, so now we're going to pop on. Oh, where did I put it? Oh, out of reach, of course. Got some unicorn sparkle. This was in a kit with the magic sparkle, so it's the kit, and it's a kit that will probably come back, I should think. So we had the magic sparkle, we had the unicorn sparkle, and the clear embossing clays. It's a really good kit, that. So we're going to sprinkle some of the unicorn sparkles over. So I need to grab a piece of copy paper. Don't need much, but obviously it's going to just add a little bit to it. In fact, I'm going to be a little bit more precise, I think. And grab one. This is what a woodware tool that you use for shaping your flowers, but it's quite handy just to sprinkle things on. Obviously, not all this is going to stay there. And it's got a lovely iridescence to it. And when obviously the glue is going to dry clear, so we're going to have a nice sparkly centre to our flowers. Oh, sorry, not the camera again. You'd think I'd know what I was doing after all these weeks, wouldn't you, really? Right, so I would just probably just colour in these little flowers here, and definitely would back that with a bit of black card, but you can see where we're going with it. Really pretty, isn't it? Absolutely stunning stamp there. And let's just pull in, it's not quite dry yet, we're pulling that background that I did earlier and give it a bit of a wiggle. So this is the background that is drying at the moment. I do like it actually, because just around the edges where it's kind of flowed off, you can see that the card's flattened out. It's almost completely flat now. And it's done that all on its own. And around the edges, because it bowed a little bit, you'd get a little bit of concentration of the Luscious powder, which is really lovely. But just look at those colours, isn't it beautiful? Absolutely stunning. Obviously you're not getting the shimmer like I am here, but it's just absolutely beautiful. So that's me for today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and obviously at some point I will do a blog post with what we've got here. The videos, it's available, Facebook Lives are available to rewatch for forever. You'll find it, if you've missed the beginning, you'll find it in the videos section of my Julia Watts Crafts Facebook page. I also upload them to YouTube, so if you prefer to watch via YouTube, then you can do. But thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you soon. Bye!